Well, this Saturday will be the 40th anniversary of the worst tornado outbreak in Pennsylvania history. Meteorologist Tom Adkins is here now to take a look at how it all started. Tom.
That's right, Jen. Tornado watch was issued at 4:30. At 4:59, the first tornado happened, and it devastated the town of Albion. Here's the story.
Tornadoes spawned in the savage spring storms left behind a random wake of devastation. They flattened small towns in northwestern Pennsylvania, tossed trucks like toys near Toronto, and spread misery to central Ohio. In one ferocious stroke, a tornado ripped the town of Albion, Pennsylvania to pieces.
That's what you would have heard on the news 40 years ago as an F4 tornado ripped through this town of Albion. But what wasn't leveled was Shirley Bielak's house across the street behind me, standing till this day. Bielak recalls the events of that day like it was yesterday.
Just sat down to eat supper and the siren started blowing and it got black, really pitch black. And I don't know what made me think of it, but I said, there's a tornado coming.
And it did come. Bielak's family headed towards the basement.
And just as I reached for the basement door, the door was sucked out of my hands and stuck into the wall, and I could just watch everything go out the windows in the house. And I saw the house next door drop. Then after that, it got quiet. I mean, like, you could have heard a pin drop. I think the next thing that I remember the most is the screaming, all the screaming of people that realized what had happened.
And what happened was an F4 tornado that leveled most everything in its path, except Bielak's home.
When you looked around, it was just demolished. I attribute the fact that our house is still here and standing to the fact that all our doors and windows were open, where other people beside us and everywhere was all closed up and basically their houses just exploded and crumbled.
Bob Santos was a volunteer for the Red Cross. He remembers entering the town for the first time.
I couldn't believe what I saw. It was surreal. This was not movie time. Piles and piles of just smashed houses. But probably the thing that really impacted me, and I still remember it, is the smell. It was a smell that made me feel real uneasy. If you ask me what it smelled like, I don't know. But 4 decades later, that's the first thing that pops into my head.
40 years later, the memories of that horrific day still stand fresh in the minds of the people that survived it. This memorial in Albion is a testament of those that perished here. What a compelling story. And we have many more stories to tell for the rest of the week into the anniversary date on Saturday. Back to you, Jen.
Absolutely incredible. Tom, thank you.